Friends, I loved that disabled girl because of her soul, but when she saw my poverty, she humiliated me in front of the entire village. She thought that with wealth, she could buy everything, even a healthy body. But she forgot that the one who gives and takes health is only Allah. My name is Umar. I was born in the soil of this village, and I earn my bread by working in this same soil. My father was a simple farmer who passed away, and now only my old mother and I live in a small hut. I was learning carpentry from a master craftsman. Carving wood and turning it into beautiful things was not only my profession, but also my passion. I was poor, yes, but my heart was rich. In every situation, I thanked Allah and remained content in my small world. I had no wealth, but I had peace. I had no palace, but I had a roof over my head. I believed that whatever Allah does is for the best. And then there was Kainat. She was the only daughter of the biggest landlord in our village, Chaudhry Hashdat. She lived in a mansion surrounded by high walls. She had everything that money could buy: expensive clothes, food brought from the city, servants at her command. She was very beautiful. Her eyes looked as if the entire sky was captured inside them. But an evil glance had fallen upon her beauty. As a child, she had fallen from the stairs of the mansion, injuring her spine. Since then, she had never been able to stand on her feet. She was dependent on a wheelchair. This disability did not just live in her body, it had settled into her soul. It had made her bitter, ill-tempered, and arrogant. She hated everyone, her fate, this village, and especially poor people like us. She felt as if our healthy legs mocked her. She would sit by the window of her mansion and watch children playing outside or farmers working in the fields with jealousy and resentment. She often shouted at the servants and created chaos over small matters. The whole village feared her temper, but I saw something else in her. Whenever I passed by the mansion and caught a glimpse of her, I saw the pain hidden behind her anger. I saw the loneliness concealed beneath her hatred. I would think, how painful must it be for a bird to have wings, yet remain trapped in a cage? I felt a strange sympathy for her. Slowly, that sympathy turned into affection. I was not in love with her beauty. I was in love with her broken soul. I used to dream that I could take all her pain into myself and give her the happiness she deserved. I knew I was just a speck of dust, and she was like the moon in the sky. There was no match between us. But my heart refused to listen. In my spare time, I would carve small wooden birds, paint them beautifully, and at night quietly place them near her window on the mansion wall. I did not know whether she ever saw them or if the servants threw them away, but doing this gave me peace. It was my silent confession of love, known only to me and my Lord. In every prayer I prayed for her. "O Allah, remove the bitterness from her heart. Grant her patience. Send her a happiness that completes her." I did not know that one day this prayer would become my own trial. One day, Allah perhaps answered my prayer. Chaudhry Hashdat needed repairs on some old doors and windows of the mansion. My master gave the task to me, knowing I was skilled and honest. When I heard the news, my heart pounded. I would go inside the mansion. I would see Kainat up close. From that day onward, I began working there daily. At first, she spoke harshly to me, but slowly, something changed. One rainy day, a strong gust of wind blew her silk shawl into the mud. She tried to reach it but could not. She called the servants, but no one heard her over the rain. She began crying in frustration. Without thinking, I ran and picked up the shawl from the mud. I washed it carefully and brought it back to her. She looked at me with tears in her eyes. "You jumped into the mud for me?" I smiled. "The mud is on the cloth, it will wash away. But tears in your eyes, those I cannot bear." That was the first time she spoke to me gently. After that, she began talking to me. She asked about the village, about my work. I would show her my carvings and tell her that every piece of wood hides a story. It just needs hands to shape it. She began smiling more. I thought my prayers were being accepted. I was a fool. On my last day of work, I carved a red rose from the finest shisham wood. I gathered courage and confessed my love to her, asking for her hand in marriage. She laughed. Not a soft laugh, but a loud, mocking laugh filled with humiliation. "How dare you," she said. "You, a worthless carpenter, dream of marrying me just because I spoke to you kindly for a few days? I may be disabled, but I am still a princess. Princesses do not fall in love with servants." Her words pierced my heart. The next day, she gathered the village elders and made me repeat my proposal in front of everyone, only to mock me publicly. She crushed my wooden rose under her wheelchair. "That is your worth," she said. I left the village that night with my mother. I was not just defeated, I felt dead. In the city, I worked day and night. I opened a small shop. Allah blessed my hands with skill. My business grew. 5 years later, I was a well-known furniture designer and businessman, but wealth did not change me. I remained grateful. Meanwhile, Kainat wanted to prove she was superior. She married a rich and handsome industrialist's son named Salman. His family demanded half of her father's land. After the marriage, the truth came out. Salman was critically ill, severe heart disease, kidney failure. They married her only to get her father's property for his treatment abroad. They refused to take her with them. She was divorced the same day. Her father died from shock. She was left alone in the empty mansion, with regret as her only companion. She finally understood. Years later, I returned to my village as a successful man. I built homes for the poor and started a small school. One day I saw her. She was sitting alone in the courtyard of that once grand mansion. She looked older, fragile, broken not in body but in pride. When she saw me, tears filled her eyes. "Umar, forgive me," she whispered. "I lost a real diamond because I was blinded by gold." I stood silent for a moment. Then I said gently, "Kainat, I forgave you the day I left this village, but some lessons are written by Allah Himself. They cannot be erased, only learned from." I arranged proper care for her and ensured she never lacked medical support. Not because I still loved her, but because my heart had never learned hatred. Friends, never humiliate someone because of poverty, and never be proud of wealth. Health, honor, and status all belong to Allah. He can change destinies in a moment. True wealth is not money. True wealth is character, and Allah is the best of judges.